Hey guys, I'm here to talk about my most recent favorites, some thoughts that I have on new makeup that I've tried over the past few weeks, I would say about a month. And I have a lot of favorites. I do have thoughts on a lot of things that I tried. I don't actually have any fails this month. I did put as many of the products onto my face today as humanly possible. I'll cut away to that B-roll of me applying them so you can see the products in action. But otherwise, I'll just show you or demonstrate some of the products, except for this first one because I forgot to bring it downstairs. I'm a total idiot. But K18 came out with a new hair care product. You know, I'm not actually sure if it's new or if it's just new to me, but it's their Astro Lift. It is their volumizing spray. So my hair is, you know, it's very, very straight. I have a lot of flyaways. I have hair that's very independent and free-willed, if you will, but otherwise it's just kind of, it's flat. So I try a lot of volume sprays. I really do like the Living Proof. I think it's like a texturizing spray. So I use a lot of texturizing sprays to give me that kind of lift, to give me that volume. But this K18 Astro Lift is so unique because it's like completely weightless. I don't feel it at all. Whenever I've tried any other sprays, I feel like they're this kind of mix between a hairspray and a dry shampoo. Like they'll be kind of sticky, but kind of dry. And it's like this artificial kind of volume that I'll get temporarily, but because it kind of weighs my hair down, it'll feel like my hair is just sort of falling as the day goes on and the lift disappears. Like the Living Proof one I was just talking about. I like that one so long as I'm very just careful with how much I spray in my hair. This K18 Astro Lift, I'm sorry, I have it up on my phone here. Astro Lift Reparative Volume Spray is completely weightless. It's so interesting. It's completely weightless. It comes in like a pump. It's not an aerosol. And I just pump a little bit. You can pump it into dry hair. You can pump it into towel dried hair. You can blow dry it to add even like a little bit more lift. Today, I just threw some in kind of as like a last step. And my hair it just looks like a little bit more lifted. It's not like it's gonna give me, like I'm not gonna be able to tease out my hair with something like this, but it's completely weightless and my hair just looks just a little bit airier. And it stays like this all day. It is fascinating. It's the most interesting texture because there's like literally almost no texture to this. I can't feel it in my hair now. When you spray it in, it's like a little bit wet, but once it dries down, you won't feel it. It's just really, really nice. What can I say? It's really nice. I actually, I'm coming off of having a girls' weekend here in my home. It was just so nice to have all of my friends here, and I'm really sad. The house seems so empty and quiet without them here. But anyway, one of my friends, she has very short hair and she has very fine hair, and she used it. And because our hair is so different, hers is short and it's fine. She used it, I mean, her hair was like, she was like, I actually can't get it to calm down. So if you have short, fine hair, beware. You're gonna get a lot of lift. So I wanted to mention the K18. Oh, and before we move into full-on makeup beauty stuff, I do just want to talk about two like fashion things just very, very quickly. I just want to give a shout out to Luna. All of my jewelry is by Luna Scamuzzi. Her brand is Lucifer Veronestis. We love her. Whenever I go to Milan in Italy, that's where she's based, I'm able to like go by her studio. You guys have seen those vlogs. Anyway, she had lent me a pair of pearl drop earrings and they're this size, but I have another pair of pearl earrings from her that are larger and I love wearing those. But because they're larger, I feel like, you know, I save them for special occasions. But she had lent me a pair just like these and I was wearing them every day. So anyway, she had only lent those to me. I sent them back to her and she actually sent me these as a substitute. She was like, it's obvious you love those, so please take these. Oh my God, so incredible. Let me actually just show you what these pearls look like. So these pearls, compared to the last pair that I had that I was borrowing from her, these pearls have a little bit more of a pink to them. Aren't they stunning? They are absolutely stunning. Luna and I both adore pearls. She has the most incredible selection of pearls. This bracelet is from her as well. Look at all of these gray toned pearls. And then this caged one here, this one in the rose gold here, that's a Keshi pearl. Oh my God, absolutely incredible. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her because I love these. I love these. I love these so, so much. I mean, I love all of her jewelry. Obviously, I wear so much of it all the time. Necklaces, these are also hers. So I just wanted to say thank you to her, but also show these to you guys and how you're gonna be seeing them a lot because they're just great everyday earrings. Okay, and since I'm rolled back a little bit to show you my necklaces, this shirt I love. So this is a brand that I just came across. It's called TWP, which I believe are the initials for the designer. And I apologize, I don't know the designer's name, but I think it's Trish something something. Anyway, she has these wonderful button-down shirts. Now, a white button-down shirt, right? Nothing terribly exciting there. I love a white button-down shirt. I think they're an incredible staple to anyone's wardrobe. You can layer them. You can wear them kind of like as a shacket if you want. It's going to be 88 degrees here in Las Vegas today. So this material, if you guys can see, it's so fine. It's slightly sheer, but not obscene. Not obscenely sheer, it's just slightly sheer. It's such a smooth cotton weave, but it has like just a little bit of tooth to it, so you have some body, it's not too silky, and it's cropped. Wish I could show you here. That's the length of it right there. It's cropped, it's got this big pocket here, and then it's got this great detailing at the cuffs here. Do you see this button here? So the cuff ends here, and then there's a button there, and so it gives it this like rolled up appearance without actually having to roll up your sleeves. And that's something I have to do with almost all of my button front shirts. I have to roll up the sleeves. I have very short arms, or I just don't want to get the cuffs dirty. So I love that little detail, but this material is it's so wonderful. So I have this in white. I also got one in navy. And then one that I actually haven't worn yet, because I just got these. One that I actually haven't worn yet is like a full, like a normal length, not a cropped, a normal length button front shirt. But I just love this material. It's just so fine. Anyway, just wanted to give that a shout out, but let's go ahead and jump into the makeup. Okay, let's talk about some base products. So first, let's talk about Les Skin from Mary Phillips. I have the shade 90C, which is a light shade. I do feel like if you use me as a shade reference, I do feel like this is a decent shade for me. I would go with 90C. I also want to commend Mary Phillips on her shade range and also the accuracy of her shades, because I know a lot of times I feel like we get something that's labeled as cool or neutral or warm, and it never, I don't want to say never, but a lot of times it doesn't seem like it matches up. But this cool tone was actually cool toned. I can't speak to the other shades, but this 90C is actually cool toned. And I was so pleasantly surprised. So anyway, I tried this for you guys for the first time in like a try on haul video. And I have used this, I wanna say, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, maybe after that. And I really enjoy it. I like the very natural skin-like finish that it has. I wouldn't say it's especially glowy, but it's definitely not matte looking or dry looking or velvety looking or anything like that. It's very skin-like, and it wore well, very, very well, which is nice. It's also very buildable, so I like a light coverage foundation. I could put just a little bit on it, blend it out really, really nicely. And I could build it up. I could like add a couple of layers like where I wanted to cover a little bit more, like around my eyes or whatever. That was really nice. And yeah, I really like this foundation. The full name of this is the Weightless Serum Foundation. And it worked really well for me, I have to say. So this was definitely one of my favorites from this past month. One foundation that was really confusing to me, and you guys probably saw my confusion when I tried this on for you guys, and I have tried it since then, but this is the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. I have 1.5N, which is my shade, and this is supposed to be a flawless, radiant, skin true foundation, 24-hour makeup wear, no retouch, triple action care with sunscreen. So it has SPF 25. There is hyaluronic acid, there's niacinamide, there are peptides in here. So, when I tried this for you guys, I put it on and I was surprised at how dry it looked. It didn't even look skin-like the Mary Phillips. It looked velvety. And I was like, wow, this is so weird. This is, did I get the glow one? I did. This is the Skin Glow one. And then, I was reading through some comments because I was like, is everyone having this experience? And I saw so many comments where people were like, wow, that is such a different experience that we've seen other people talk about, like it's so glowy on everyone else. And I'm like, God, that's so weird. And then someone said, oh, I don't think she like shook the bottle. So I was like, okay, well, I'll definitely make sure I shake the bottle, which I did for like my subsequent try-ons. I've shaken the bottle, I've done all of that. It still just looks really dry on my skin. Now, I've told you guys, I have very dry skin. I don't exaggerate. I don't usually speak in hyperbole. I have very dry skin. And so, you know, for something to be really glowy on me, it has to be really glowy. It can't be like kind of glowy. It has to be really glowy. So I just think for my really dry skin, this just didn't really cut it. You know, I tried this on top of the Dior Star Filter, this guy right here. And this definitely helped. I mean, I think I was basically just seeing this, but I can wear this foundation without it looking so dry, so long as I put like a really nice dewy kind of base underneath. And then it looked nice. It looked nice. But on its own, it's just dry on me. Like I always say, I have very dry skin. I've had dry skin. It's not like it's gotten drier as I've gotten older. In fact, I think my skin has actually gotten a little bit oilier as I've gotten older, which is so strange. But yeah, my skin when I was younger, I mean, whatever, I don't have to get into it. I have really dry skin. So I think that's my own personal issue with this Skin Glow foundation from Dior. But for me, it was just kind of mediocre. I think as a foundation, it's actually quite nice. It did stay put for sure. I did not test it for 24 hours, absolutely not. But it did stay put, it didn't fade. It did look very nice. So I do think it's a good foundation. But for me, it just doesn't have that kind of glow that I'm looking for. Okay, so on to what I have on my face today. This is an oldie but goodie. And I feel like I've been walking down memory lane quite a bit lately. I don't know if it's because I've just been on YouTube a lot. I don't know if it's because, you know, Tom Ford is like revamping their line. It's just got me thinking about things. And we'll get to that. And so I was going to do this video, and I still want to, but I actually filmed a video doing a full face of Sisley makeup. And Sisley has been like a long time love of mine. Their hair care, their skin care, their makeup or whatever. And I was like, let me see, like, do I still like their makeup? Obviously, a lot of time has passed since I first tried them. I haven't really used a lot of Sisley makeup lately. Let me see. So I did a full face and then realized I wasn't recording halfway through. So I just scrapped that video. Anyway, I have to redo it. But I tried their Phyto 10 primer in Glow again. This is something I've had in my collection. And I forgot how much I love this. So I basically have this all over my face. And it has this really, you can see it here actually. It has this kind of, I don't know, like this warm tint to it. At least it's warm compared to my skin tone. It's warm, it's kind of peachy, I'll say. And there's a little bit of glow to it, a little bit of like a sheen to it. And I wouldn't say there's a lot of coverage. I would not use this like in lieu of foundation if you're someone that feels a little bit more comfortable with coverage. But I think because, you know, the warmer temperatures are coming, they're coming and they're here in Vegas. I really like to use like glowy makeup. I like to use like less layers of makeup. And so I've just been using this and like a little bit of concealer, but I just think it looks so beautiful. Again, I have really dry skin, but I think it looks really beautiful all on its own. When I first apply, and you'll probably see it in the B-roll here, when I first apply, it is really glowy. I think it's not only the actual like pigmentation in it, but it's, you know, it's a cream. So I think once the actual product kind of settles down, it doesn't look quite as shiny. You're just left with like the little bit of sheen that it gives. I think it's really gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. But you can put like a little bit of powder down or a little bit of concealer, and I think it's really phenomenal, really, really phenomenal. So today I do have it paired with the Suku Creamy Cover Concealer. I've talked about this a lot. This appeared in last month's favorites, so I won't talk about this again, but I do have it paired with this today. And it's really, really beautiful. And this was one of those Sisley products that when I filmed that video, I was like, oh, like, why haven't I been using this? So anyway, you're probably gonna see me use this quite a bit. There's no scent to it or anything. It feels great on the skin. It just kind of feels like skincare versus makeup. So anyway, that's what I have down as base product along with the Suku concealer. I did also try the Patrick Ta concealer. This is the Major Skin Soft Blur Brightening Concealer. It's okay. It's okay. I think I was saying when I did try this concealer that I feel bad for a lot of the concealers that I'm trying because of this Suku Creamy Cover Concealer. Because I've been using this and I tried this alongside a bunch of other concealers, which are very good. This one is just better. And so in comparison, they're just not as good. They're not as good. And this one, it's the same. It's a very good concealer. It's very nice. It's just not as good as the Suku. So I can't really call it a favorite. It has, a decent amount of coverage. It looks decent underneath my eyes. I don't think it has the longevity as the Suku, which is another reason why I like the Suku. By the end of the day, I feel like I can see it's like it has sunk into my fine lines like a little bit. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. Again, like all of these concealers that I've been trying, this one, the Prada, the Chanel, there's another one in there that I'm forgetting. They're all okay. They're all okay. They're just not as good as the Suku. So I did just want to mention that since I did try this past month. As for contour, I have the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick on, but I have it in one of the newer shades. I have it in Olay, and I was not going to get this new shade. It's light. It's very, very light, and I've been using Biscuit. Biscuit's the original shade. It works well on me. But I'm just pale. I'm so pale. And when I use the Biscuit, it's fine. I can still use the Biscuit, but it is a little bit more dramatique, if you will. It really kind of like carves out my cheekbones, and that's what we want contour to do, right? So I never really had I don't have a problem with it. I still love Biscuit. But when I saw Olay, I was like, ooh, that's such a pretty kind of like soft contour shade. And it's got that beautiful like cool tone to it, a little bit of pink in there. So I was like, let me just try it. Well, my heart is won over. I love Olay. It's what I have on my cheeks today. It's just a great non-dramatique sort of contour. For my skin tone, super easy, blends out beautifully. It does a little bit, but not too much. It's not theatrical in any way. I basically have it like around my temples, underneath my cheekbones. I just put a little bit on the side of my nose. I put a little bit under my lip. It's fantastic. I mean, the formula is the same if you are familiar with the contour stick from Westman Atelier. That's all the same. But if you have a skin tone like mine, again, use me as reference, and you really like a little bit of contour, just something gentle, I would say go for the Olay. It's beautiful. It has like the most perfect tone. Okay, let's talk about Tom Ford. So Tom Ford, they seem to be kind of revamping their beauty line. And, back in the day, about 10 years ago, I mean, Tom Ford, I think, was just the pinnacle of luxury beauty. Everyone wanted every release that came out. We all wanted to try it. Their Soleil Neige collections were just perfection. Those were so good. And they had really incredible formulas. Anyway, I'm going on for too long. So they look like they're revamping their beauty line. And so I was really excited. And I have some thoughts. So I did purchase 5 out of the 6 new blushes. When I made this purchase, that 6th blush seemed to be out of stock everywhere, and I was gonna get it as soon as it came out. But the shade that I'm missing is hot pink, and I don't think I need that shade in my collection. I think it's really beautiful, but I just don't think I'm gonna wear it that often. And I do wanna mention, I think my video is gonna go up before the sale ends, but Nordstrom is having 15% off of a lot of beauty, including Tom Ford. So if you are interested in any of these products and you have not purchased them yet, I will link to these products on Nordstrom down below in my description box. So just wanted to mention that. Okay, so the Tom Ford blushes, I really like. So these are the Architecture Soft Matte Blushes. Today I have Golden Peach on. And when I was trying these out for you guys for the first time in my video, I was trying it just straight over foundation, and then finally I tried it over some loose powder, and it just blended out so much more beautifully that way. Not really a surprise. Powder on powder is always kind of like the better combination. So I've been doing that. So like I said, I have that Sicily primer down, and I didn't want to put powder all over my face because I didn't want to diminish the glow. So I just have a little bit of powder down just where I put the blush down, and then I blended the Golden Peach out. And I love it. I just love it. I think they're really buildable. I think the colors are really nice. They're a matte blush, which you guys know is not always my favorite. Anything with glow, I'm just gonna prefer. But these have just like an ethereal quality to them that I really enjoy. So the Golden Peach is one that I've been using. Bright Poppy, I will admit, is not one that I'm reaching for quite a bit. Maybe once the summer hits. because it's got a lot of heat, and these blushes have a lot of pigment to them. This one, which is Crushed Rose, is a great pink version. So that one I've been using quite a bit. But the one I've been using the most is Tawny Veil. It's this one, which is kind of like a peachy nude. And then this shade, this Brushed Plum, I feel like I'll probably use in the fall, winter a little bit more. So anyway, so Tawny Veil, Golden Peach, and Crushed Rose are the three that I've been using the most, not surprising. And Tawny Veil, out of those three, this is one I've been using the most. It's the most neutral. I feel like if I don't know what eye look I'm doing or what lip color I'm gonna be putting on and I wanna, you know, make sure my look is cohesive, I just go with this. This can just pretty much go with anything. So this is a pressed powder formula, right? So there's no, you know, difficult kind of baked gel powder formula where you need like a really dense brush. You can pretty much use any brush that you have. I personally like the Refer 24 brush, or a brush like this, which is kind of dense and fluffy. It's natural hair, so it does pick up a lot of product. But I just love the way that brush like blends out blush. And because these are pretty pigmented, I have found that I've really needed the help in that department. But I do think you can use any kind of like fluffy blush brush. It'll be fine. You won't have any problem picking up the product. There's no fragrance or anything. The packaging is quite nice, you know, mirror inside. This is the revamped packaging with that T-bar over here. But it looks pretty familiar. We've got that like mahogany brown packaging. Really nice. So, you know, I have high hopes for this Tom Ford rebrand. I just saw, where did I see this? Somewhere on Instagram, I can't remember whose feed, but their Soleil collection. And that one, I was like, oh my God, because those were my favorites. The Soleil collections were absolutely my favorites. Either the Soleil for the summertime or the Soleil Neige for resort. Those were always my favorite. So I'm really excited. I was kind of expecting a revamp when they, you know, announced a new creative director, at least for their fashion line. So this is very exciting. And since we are talking about Tom Ford, let me jump to the eyeshadows. So I will say that the regular eye color quad, the powder version, I got Evening Attire, which is this guy. It was okay. It was okay. You know, it wasn't fantastic. I wasn't wowed, but it's fine. It's fine. So I think if you really like this color story, if you're a big Tom Ford fan and you just love like the packaging and all of that, I don't think there's anything wrong with this at all. But you know, for me personally, when it comes to Tom Ford, especially the eyeshadows, because I think, you know, the Tom Ford eye color quads, those were so iconic. When they first came out with that wet dry formula, I mean, we were like, oh my God. So I expect a little bit more. These are okay. They're okay, but they're not my favorite. But I will say, so in my video when I was trying these products out for the first time, I was really curious about this. I really wanted to see like how this new powder formula was going to behave. So I tried that out, and I had purchased the Olive Smoke. Sorry, it's True Reflective. The Olive Smoke. And this is in the creme formula. This is what I have on my eyes today. This is really beautiful. It is different from their previous, I think different from their previous creme formula, which I thought was like softer. It was more like putty. This has a slicker kind of, almost like wet, like a slicker silicone wet kind of feeling. So it is different. I don't know if I have a preference. They are quite different. I don't know if I have a preference between the older version and this version, but these are really, really nice, really nice. So nice, in fact, that I just ordered, Nordstrom sale, thank you. I just ordered, I think it's called Ember Bronze. Is that one? So when I initially placed these orders, that color story was not, it was not available. So I just ordered that. That one is sort of like, kind of reminds me of Honeymoon a little bit. Anyway, that'll be coming. I'll try that out for you guys. But I really like the way these shadows behave. Really gorgeous. I love the way that they appear on the lids. I think they have a really nice, I don't know, level of sheen to them. They're not overly shiny that I feel like you can only wear them like, you know, for evenings or for a party or whatever. I think it's a really smooth, almost like high shine satin kind of shadow. That's like the finish that you get. Just this really beautiful, like almost satin in bright light, like that kind of sheen versus like just a real metallic, like sharp kind of shine. This has a smoother kind of subtle shine, which I really like. I really, really like. So if you are gonna go for one formula, I would say definitely try out the creme formula over the powder formula. And then of course, whatever color story kind of speaks to you. I really like this olive smoke. I was going for like, okay, I'm gonna do like a really smoky look, but I think I did actually kind of a very wearable everyday kind of look. It's probably a little bit more than I would normally put on, but I don't think I look, you know, outrageous. I don't think it looks too like overdone. So anyway, that's the olive smoke. I really, really like that formula, and I really like this color story. Another eyeshadow favorite of mine is the Dior Brown Brocart. Do these have a special name? These are the limited edition palettes with this hard but quilted look to them. I love this palette. I love it so much. The formula is great. The color story is really wonderful. When I first looked at this, I thought, oh, well, these first 3 shades look like they're pretty much the same. They're not. They have a really nice distinction between them. This one is actually like a duochrome in there. It goes from like a gray to a peach. And it actually, when you apply it, it has like a really strong peach undertone. So it kind of reminds me of Cosmopolite, but I think it's even peachier than that, the undertone. And then we've got this really beautiful like satin shade, and then this soft matte shade. Gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Really, really beautiful formula. I am just in love with these Dior eyeshadow palettes that come in this packaging. They had another one that had kind of like a soft pink color story to it, and I was like, ooh, Nordstrom sale, but I think that one's sold out. I think the blue one is still around, and like a purple one is still around. But yeah, I was looking for like this kind of more neutral pinky version, but that seems to be sold out on Nordstrom. But since we're just talking about eyeshadows now, I do want to mention the Danessa Myricks Freedom palette. This is Everyday Magic. This is stunning. This is really stunning. And this, I don't know, I feel like, are we coming full circle? This palette reminds me of palettes that we would have seen like back in 2017, back in like 2018. And I know it's not even close. It's not the same at all. I think that palette is much warmer. I don't even know if it even has metallic shades. But do you remember Elsie? E-L-C-I-E? She was a makeup artist. Of course, I can't even remember her name now. I'm sorry. It's me. It is me in my memory. But she was a makeup artist, I believe. I think she blew up on Instagram, and she came out with a line, Elsie. And I remember that eyeshadow palette, it had, I'll put a picture of it up here if I can remember, but it just was like a beautiful neutral palette. It had a really dark black in there. I think it had like a warm color. They may have all been mattes. Anyway, this for some reason just reminds me of palettes that we would have seen back in the day. Yeah, like these 2 shades, I feel like were in the Elsie palette. Whatever. These shadows are gorgeous. This foil shadow, this metallic shadow, and then all of these are mattes, are stunning. This looks like, you know when they put foil or whatever on a dessert or whatever? That's what this looks like. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This metallic is gorgeous. The mattes are so buttery, they're so smooth. This is such an incredible palette. And if I want to do something dramatic, this is the one I've been reaching for. I have gone out quite a bit. I have actually gone out quite a bit over the past couple of weeks, so I have been reaching for this. I think because of the girls' weekend. We did go out to dinner a couple of times, so whatever. Anyway, I love this palette. Gorgeous. And then I'm just going to speak very quickly because these are sold out everywhere, and I apologize. But the Chanel Denim Collection, the eyeshadow quads, if you can get your hands on them or something, they are really great. They are like a baked gel powder formula. They're really beautiful. They go on beautifully. And the denim highlighter, I have it on today. I really love it, but I do think it's sold out everywhere. So I am going to move on. I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna keep it moving, keep it moving. Okay, lips. I have a lot of lips to talk about. First of all, what I have on, it's a total throwback. Again, I've been going down this whole memory lane thing. So when I placed the order at Tom Ford for all of those products, I was like, I loved Sable Smoke, and I have pretty much gotten rid of all of my Tom Ford lip products. I had so many, but they were just getting old and they were going off. So I was like, let me get Sable Smoke. So I got Sable Smoke. It's such a beautiful, warm nude color with the most beautiful kind of finish. I think these are listed as like matte lip colors. I don't think they're matte at all. They're very creamy. I mean, they're not glowy or metallic or anything, but I would not call these lipsticks matte at all. Anyway, I love this. The formula, the scent of it, like everything always brings back like a lot of memories for me. There's so much nostalgia, I feel like, surrounding Tom Ford lipsticks. So anyway, Sable Smoke, Tom Ford, this is one that I've been reaching for a lot over the past few weeks, ever since I got it. So now that the weather is warming up, I like to wear like louder, brighter lip colors. And this Lafito Rouge from Sicily and Rouge Monaco is like the most perfect red color for me. Isn't this just gorgeous? So I wore this to a Prada event and I fell in love with it because it has just a little bit of orange in there. It's not too orangey, so it's not too intimidating. It's just the most perfect red with a hint of warmth to it. And it's stunning, absolutely stunning. The formula also is really great. And I think they call these matte as well. And just like the Tom Ford, it's just a nice cream formula and it has kind of like a creamy appearance to it. So I love it. The pigmentation in these from Sicily, phenomenal. Now let's talk about some new lip releases. The Westman Atelier Hydra Balm. So I was so excited for this release. So excited. I was like, oh my God, like a tinted balm from Westman Atelier. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then I realized that there was lactic acid in the ingredients. And because I have very sensitive skin, I suffer from eczema, blah, 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 I have to be pretty careful. I will say getting older has helped tremendously. I very rarely get eczema anymore. When I do, it's like, I know, it's just, I haven't slept well, I've been traveling, I haven't been using decent skincare, I've been eating like crap. Like it's usually like a whole bunch of things. But if I'm okay, if I'm feeling kind of strong, I don't feel like if I use a little bit of an AHA or BHA that I'm just automatically gonna break out into like an eczema situation like I used to. So anyway, I started to use this, but I was like, let me just be careful. Let me keep an eye on my lips because I usually get eczema on my upper lip. So I was using, I was like, I'm just gonna use them, you know, every day. Let's just see what happens. And I never, ever had a problem. So I just wanted to mention that because I know I mentioned it when I first tried these and I was really, really cautious. And I was worried. I was worried because I was like, I really wanna like these because I love this shade. This is Nectar from Westman Atelier. It has just this really fun, subtle peach sheen to it. Slightly metallic. You don't need a ton. I just would, you know, almost like applying like a chapstick. Just putting it on until I felt like my lips were moisturized. And I really do like the balm aspect of this because my lips did feel very moisturized. They felt very protected and it's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's not too soft. There are some balms and sticks that are just a little bit too soft. I feel like they crumble, and if I apply them on the go, sometimes I have like a chunk on my lip. That happened to me the other day. Now I can't remember which one I tried. Anyway, it was too soft. I think it was like a YSL one. So I appreciate the actual like formula, the actual texture of this Hydro Balm. I think it's nice. It's firm enough, but it's not too firm where I feel like I'm tugging. It feels really, really great. And this Nectar shade is just gorgeous. I mean, am I surprised? The Lit Up Highlight Stick in Nectar is like one of my favorites. So anyway, I did want to report back to you guys on that because I had mentioned the whole lactic acid thing, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And Chanel came out with 4 new Rouge Coco Flash shades for this denim collection. The one that I think probably caught everyone's eye is the blue one. The full name is Baby Blue. It's $284. You're gonna be seeing a lot of tinted balms. I feel like every time I go onto the Sephora What's New page, it's just all of these like tinted balms or like glosses or, you know, the lip products and the squeezy tubes. This is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It kind of is like a highlighter for your lips. I think this may be sold out as well. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to talk about the other colors that are available. So that would be 286, 288, and 290. So I will admit 288, which is faded orange, I don't really reach for. It is very warm, very, very warm, but it's got a really beautiful sheen. Do you see that kind of like golden kind of fleck in there? It's really a gorgeous color. If you like a really warm kind of nude, I think you'll love this. Of course, the Rouge Coco Flash formula, incredible, always. But I personally have not been reaching for that. 290, which I think is raw brown. This one, I also don't reach for too much because I think this is a shade that I'll probably use like, you know, in the fall, winter, but I do love it. I do love it. It's a really nice, rich brown. And then the one shade that I have been using quite a bit is 286, which is washed beige. and that is this over here. It's just a little bit more of like a nude. It's still warm leaning for sure, but actually now that you see it next to this faded orange, you can see how orange this is compared to this guy. So this is the shade that I've been using the most. I love it. I love the formula. I feel like Rouge Coco Flashes, they just can't go wrong. They can't go wrong because the formula is so good, so good. And then I'm just gonna leave you on this. This is not quite an oldie but goodie, but this is not brand spanking new, but I was reminded of it because of this blue guy from Chanel. But I took out and started reusing the Prada Banana Balm again. I love this, so much so that over the girls' weekend, you know, one of the girls, they were asking me like what lip color they should put on. They didn't want anything too heavy, whatever. And I was like, try this. And they fell in love and we had to go to Sephora and get her one. It's so fun. It has this sheer metallic tinge to it. It's not exactly yellow. It kind of is more of a gold. And then there's like peachiness to it. I hope you guys can see. It's so faint, but this balm is really, really nice as well. It feels really great on the lips. I just love this guy. I think for the spring, summertime, this is like absolutely perfect. Okay guys, that is it. I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm gonna shut up now. Let me know what some of your favorites have been over the past, or fails, or whatever, random thoughts that you have on any of the products that you've been trying over the past few weeks. Would love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're watching me on mobile and you're able to, I would love it if you would hype up this video. There's a button underneath where you're watching me. It's like a shooting star hype. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you're enjoying my content, I would love that. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.